Hello sweet team, welcome back to my channel. This is Sweet Adjeley. You are just in time for this absolutely delicious beef stew that I'm pairing with rice. I promise you, you will not be disappointed if you tried this. Let's get started. To my blender, I'll add some onion, ginger, garlic, and habanero pepper. To that, I'll add some rosemary and some aniseed. And I'm going to go ahead and blend it until it is nice and smooth. I'm using my favorite cut of meat, which is the beef chuck neck bone and the beef chuck short ribs. And I like to parboil it off the stove by washing it with some almost hot water with a little bit of salt, and that is why it looks pale. Okay, season it up with some salt and also some of my all-purpose seasoning. I'll then add in our blended up ingredients, cover it up, and bring it to a boil. I'm not adding any water. We'll be steaming this in its own juices, which will allow the flavors to infuse beautifully, and it'll taste so delicious. You may use any seasoning of your choice. Once it comes to a boil, we're going to go ahead and give it a good stir and allow this to continue cooking in its own juices until it is nice and tender. Meanwhile, I'm going to go ahead and prep this habanero pepper, ginger, and 2 onions. 1 onion I'm going to slice and set aside, and the other I'll blend together with the ginger and habanero pepper. Alright y'all, let's check on our meat, and as you can see, it is ready. Falling off the bone tender, absolutely delicious. So I'm just going to go ahead and get it out of the stock because I don't want to transfer it directly into the oil and take a chance of burning myself. If you don't want to fry this, you can go right ahead and bake it, but I'm using coconut oil today and it'll infuse my meat with so much flavor. Okay, so let's do this. You may use any oil of your choice, but please do not take my word for it. Try coconut oil and you will not use any other oil. All right, so once my oil is nice and hot, I'm going to go ahead and transfer my meat into the oil and we'll fry it until it is nice and golden brown. I'm not gonna let it get hard or anything, just until it is nice and golden brown. Continental food, madam. Food, madam. International food captain. We'll show you how to make pizza, jollof, banku and okra soup, sushi and pastries. And our meat is ready, so I'm just getting it out. Don't you just want to grab one? Go ahead, take one before I put it away. My goodness, I had to hold myself from finishing everything off the plates before I even started with the stew. Don't be like me, okay? Control yourself. Onulo. You can go right ahead and repeat the frying process until everything is nicely fried. Alright y'all, let's make some stew. I'm super excited for this stew because it's so delicious. So we'll be using the same oil we used to fry our beef to make our stew. So to the oil, I'll add my sliced up onions and I'll cook it for about 5 minutes. Now you may use less oil if you prefer, but I need this stew to fry very well, and I'm going to skim off any excess oil once my stew is ready. I'll then add in my tomato paste, and I'm adding it now because it's frozen, so I want it to melt in nice and beautiful. I usually will add my blended up onions and peppers before the tomato paste, but when it's frozen, I like to do it vice versa. It doesn't change anything. Your stew is still going to be delicious. Okay, once it melts beautifully like this, we'll add in our blended up ingredients. I hope you remember the onion, habanero pepper, and ginger. So that's what just went in, and I'm going to fry everything together for about 10 to 12 minutes until it begins to look like it's separating, meaning our tomato paste and onions have caramelized beautifully, and it'll be so nice and sweet. And whenever I cover, I don't cover it fully, I cover it halfway because I want the steam or vapor to escape. I don't want it to trap inside my stew. I'm trying to fry it, not steam it. So as you can see, it has fried beautifully just like I want, and I'm cooking this on medium low, but before stirring I always turn the gas to low so it doesn't cause too much splatter. At this point, I'm adding in some of my homemade tomato sauce, which I'll leave a link to in the description box for you to check out in case you haven't seen it yet. And we're going to cover this up and allow it to cook on medium until oil begins to settle on top of it, just like this. So this was cooking on medium heat for about 20 minutes. You don't want to cook this on high because you don't want to burn it. You want to stir periodically, and as you can see, I push and then turn my spoon over to catch any splatter. At least the spoon can take the heat, not my skin. All right, so once I give it a good stir, I'm going to go ahead and add in our beef stock. Remember the stock we got from steaming or cooking our beef. We're gonna add it, and I didn't add any seasoning yet because once I add the stock, I will know later on if I need to adjust it any more. All right, I'll give it a quick stir, cover it up, and allow it to cook for an additional 15 to 20 minutes, still on medium heat, stirring periodically. And this is about 15 minutes later. This is what it is looking like. Our stew is almost done. I'm going to wake the flavors up by adding some rosemary, thyme, and some curry powder. If you've been watching me for a long time, you know I love to add certain seasoning towards the end to wake all the beautiful flavors up. Now you can add it at any stage of your cooking, but I prefer it at this stage because it makes the stew taste super delicious. Try it and you will come back to testify. And our stew is looking good. We have just about 15 minutes before it'll be done. So here is our beef, but before it goes in, I just want y'all to notice that our bubbles don't have any foamy bubbles around it, so it is the perfect time to add in our beef, which would add so much flavor into our stew while absorbing its own flavor. I know you cannot wait at this point, but don't worry, I'll serve you very soon. We'll stir everything together and allow it to simmer on medium low for about 15 to 20 minutes while stirring periodically, and ta-da! Our stew is ready. You should be in my home right now to perceive the aroma that is coming out of my kitchen. You must try this beef stew and you will not regret it. Absolutely delicious. And I made a whole lot because I'll be using half of it to make jollof rice and the other half will be in our refrigerator for enjoyment. It is now time to serve and enjoy. I told you I'll be serving you soon. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do not forget to give your girl a thumbs up. Thank you. Share and subscribe if you have not done that yet. If you're a new subscriber, welcome to my channel. This is Sweet Adjeley. Thank you so much for subscribing. And to the Sweet team, I love you all so much. Until I see you in my next video, stay safe, keep loving each other, and remember that the love of God and family is life's greatest blessing. And guys, ke onamini ochemi sweet mahabotu. Bye.